Welcome back.
Yes.
Today we are going to be talking about true confessions of a psychic.
Yes, some of the things that we've gone through being psychic healers for so many years, even though we look like we're young in the face, we've been at this game for a while, and we want to share with you some insight just to make your reading sessions better, so you can know just some inside tea for what we go through on a day in, day out, just process. And see if you have any insight for us to share, any stories to share about your psychic experiences. You can always comment below.
Okay, I'll start off with first confession is, it's important to realize that any true, real, genuine psychic is not just a fortune teller.
Yeah.
They are going to give you advice and guidance, and they're going to give you the power. They're not just, and I know that's what we do most definitely. We're not going to just say, hey, this is going to happen, this is going to happen, this is going to happen.
Yeah.
No, what we see as probable future is all based upon the decisions where your mind is right now.
Exactly.
You have the ability to influence and change things, which is why we add in the guidance aspect and the self-love aspect and try to give you the tools that you need to get the best outcome for yourself.
Exactly. So if you have a psychic session with someone and they're preying off of your fears or asking you to pay more to have a curse removed from your family or from you, that should be red flag signals. Because I've had some clients who really come to me, a psychic told me I was cursed, remove this curse, or they're like so frantic. And I calm them down and I explain, what they probably saw. Negative energy can be interpreted as a curse, like a repetitive karmic pattern can be interpreted as that. And that's not to say certain things don't exist at all, but I do not believe in the disempowerment of another. I always believe there is a solution. There is a way to get you to a sense of peace, to get you to abundance. You're not blocked off because someone a while ago put this hex on you and it can never, ever, ever be broken. There are ways for you to get back to your path. And that's what we love to do for our clients, is to build a plan. So we do not prefer the clients who will come to us and they want to hear a certain outcome and they're closed-minded if we say anything else. So if you're coming to me in a love reading and you're asking me, what is he thinking? Are his intentions to marry me? If I don't see that, why would I tell you that? Why would I, lie in such a way that leaves you heartbroken and, despondent when that affects me karmically? So I really enjoy the clients who are very excited to learn, to understand. And if they hear something that they don't want to hear, they don't bash the psychic, they don't bash us or get, riled up. They're like calmly trying to understand, do I need to leave the situation? Is it healthier for me to leave? But they put themselves first. So I really encourage my clients to remember your power, remember your truth, and don't let what we're saying discourage, even if it's something you don't want to hear that's beneficial, because now we can shift the energy towards something you do want. Yeah,
just to kind of piggyback off that, I had an experience actually just yesterday with a client who, she was coming, I could tell that she was coming specifically because she wanted to hear good news only, because she was not feeling good about the situation and about herself. She even said that after the reading. But what the reading had to say was not good news. And so, again, if you're coming to Christine or myself, you have to be ready to hear the truth, good or bad. If you just want us to just make you feel better, that's not our job. So unfortunately, it was all bad news. And she just went on and on in the comments afterwards. Well, I've had readings from all these other people and it didn't say anything about his love for me coming through. It didn't say anything about him caring for me, or what does this mean? And I said, well, you have to remember, Spirit is going to tell me what you need to know and what you need to hear. If you holding on to something that's not good for you, if you hearing that he still has love for you is going to have you continue to hold on to that. That's why that message wasn't delivered. That's why that did not come through me or the cards. So I can't force something, just like Christine said. So you have to be open and ready to receive the truth, whatever it may be. And this is why also a tip before you get a psychic reading is to try to calm down first. Because if you are overly anxious, if you're bawling out, crying, and all of these things, you're not going to receive the information whatsoever. Because if it's bad news, you're going to go deeper down. And then also sometimes if you're already in that state of mind, even if it is good news, then your fear, because you're not in a good vibration, your fear
can't accept it.
Is going to make you believe, like doubt it. It's going to make you doubt it. So just try to calm down, even if you have to push it off for a day where you've slept. You know, it's, I know you want healing or advice and guidance in that moment, but sometimes it's not the best time. You got to wait.
Yeah. And also the comparison thing, I got this reading from you, but then I got 45 other readings that said this. I do not support psychic binging. Okay.
No.
So there's certain platforms that make it beautiful for you to pick who you resonate with, test out different styles. That's beautiful. But if you're chasing different psychic healers to give you that yes when 25 said no, and then you have someone who is delivering that yes because they could tell you want it so badly, they don't want to hurt you, or they're concerned about their reviews. I mean, you have to let your intuitive side step through as well, because what we're here to do is read energy, but a lot of the times what we're delivering to you, you already know, you're aware of, you're hip to. So if you can see that the relationship is damaging, it hasn't been solid for a long time, the person blocked you on all social media platforms, they're not answering your phone calls, then for me to say, oh, they still love you, they're just being difficult, is unlikely, because I do not want a client to walk away feeling like I am tethered to this codependent relationship or a twin flame, you know, endeavor. I want you, you're my concern. When you come to me, you're my concern, your happiness, your peace. So I want to deliver to you in a very compassionate way. Let's analyze this, because the way the momentum around this person is looking like they're not supporting a vulnerable connection with you. They're not open to commitment. That's not a reflection on you. Like, what people are going through is their stuff. So you don't need to blame you. I have a lot of clients who are like, well, what's wrong with me? You know, well, what's up with me? Why doesn't he want me? But what's up with him? What's up with her? It's their journey that they're going through, and it's not a reflection of who you are. But some people have gone through such trauma around love and abandonment that they're just not open. So it pains me when I'm sitting in a session and someone is just constantly beating themselves up. Like, you know, why don't I have friends? What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? When there's so much right with clients, but the story out there is to blame themselves. And I really want to kill that noise too. Be open to the message of severing unhealthy bonds and save some money. You know, don't keep going on that psychic binge trying to search for the answer when you know in your heart of hearts what's up.
The other confession I would make is, it's really frustrating when you guys want us to promise and guarantee things. We can't do it. Well, a real true psychic who has your genuine interest in mind is not going to do that. The future is not set in stone, and it's also not promised. Who knows what could happen if you even see tomorrow, not to be morbid, but just for real. So the future is not set in stone. And again, this is also because of the law of attraction and how it works. We are creating our future every second of the day. So yes, things can shift and change. So there's nothing worse than, I have a client and I've said, okay, based upon what I see here, it's probable that if you go this path and follow this guidance, this person will contact you within this time frame. Okay, do you promise that? But it's for sure guaranteed that he's going to contact you. No, it's not. Especially with you're already doubting what I just told you, which is already possibly pushing it out even further. So that's how the law of attraction works. So no, it's a red flag when a psychic is guaranteeing you, making you promises. It's set in the stars that this, that's a red flag. So be cautious of that, and always keeping that in mind. The other thing is, I had a client the other day, and she described the whole marriage and what's going on, and it was horrible. Let me tell you, this guy was cheating, all this stuff, and then she comes to me asking how to save her marriage. You save it by leaving. Save yourself. So also too, it's just, again, kind of being like what Christine said, being open to let go of toxic situations. Why are you clinging on to something that is defeating you every day?
It shouldn't be our job as psychics, as energy healers, to fix unhealthy things. We're here to empower you as an individual and then guide you towards the path of love and your highest good. So your highest good is not staying in an abusive, tumultuous relationship. That doesn't make sense. You know, it doesn't mean that people don't change. You can have a relationship that's having some ups and downs, and you're just wondering what you can do to control yourself to provide the best chance for that to work. Then we can work on your chakra balancing things, within your self-esteem, but it's still you as an individual, to give it the best choice at winning. But you cannot control someone else. Point blank, period. You can only control yourself. And to just refer to what Erika was mentioning, the way that, law of attraction works and your choices affecting the outcomes, the energy that we're reading, just to again give clarity to what psychics do, or what we do is specifically, we're reading the energy based on the current momentum. So the current state of like all of the repercussions of the choices that you've made until this time will have an effect, a probable effect of this happening based on, just like if you're driving a car really, really fast, it's probable that it will continue to go this particular path. Unless you make a free will pivot and go a different direction, then you can arrive at a different destination. So everything not being set in stone is oftentimes a good thing too. It's not just a negative thing like, oh, well, now it's not promised that he won't hit me up again. It's like, if there's something adverse that you hear, that's a good thing, because now you can step into a different path and we can help you build that. We're way more hands-on and interactive with our clients. And I think my psychic confession is just, I'm so tired of people relying on, what we say to such a point where they don't want to do any of the work. It's not fair to us. If we say, okay, I do see you getting this job opportunity, right? The job opportunity. But then it comes to find out like you weren't even applying for things. You were just like, oh, it's going to come to me. I'm going to stop. But it was like, no, if you continue to do what you have been doing, the job will come to you within this time frame. But if you hear what I say through selective listening and think, all right, it's already done, I don't have to do this work anymore, how can you get what you deserve, right? So make sure that you're using us also in combination with A, common sense, and then B, your desire to create change for your reality.
Another one would be just do your research in terms of knowing that not all psychics have the same ability, or rather, not necessarily they don't have it, but they maybe prefer or have a strength here and not over here.
Exactly.
Because I believe we all have the ability to do whatever, we all have the same abilities, but some are stronger than others. Just like you may have a talent of dancing and somebody else may have a talent of singing. Doesn't mean you can't sing or develop it, but do your research, because for example, like I do not care to look into what a potential next partner may look like, or their ethnicity, or those things.
Or their first initial.
Who cares? At the end of the day, the person that's right will come. But also, what I've seen from experience is when that does happen, then I've seen people latch on to people that fit that description and not let go when there are red flags left and right that that's not the person, but because they have this letter in their name, or they have the right color hair, or whatever it might be, they came within a certain time frame, they've latched on to that description and it's become unhealthy. So that's also why I prefer not to worry about those things, nor does it matter, because I know Christine does as well. Create it yourself. Don't just have us like try to look into what's this person look like, what do they do, what are they like as a person. Write it out, manifest it yourself,
and let us help you manifest them.
And then you'll know that who that person is, because you designed it, and you'll feel it, you'll know it. So just, not all psychics will do the same, and just like in terms of mediumship and things like that, look at what each other's specialty is.
Exactly. I agree with that. Because with the description thing, I do sometimes, if it's laid on me to share certain messages like that with an individual, then I won't hold it back. But I'm reading the situation. If this person is more fluid and like more relaxed energy, especially when it comes to timelines. Like for me, timelines, I do not give them to everyone, because some people will, again, become so distracted by that date that they are anxious, and now there's this weird confusion in the energy that's now splitting the time frame. So I give timelines to those who are balanced, and I feel the energy is like, this will give them a sense of relief that they're on the right path and that sort of thing. So every psychic that you go to should be more mindful of the client's needs, and not just creating reading like one size fits all type of vibration. I am very different with each session, and I think that would help a lot lot of people that type of care and customization, because you guys aren't just like money to us. It's a very draining industry. We're listening to people's deepest concerns all of the time. So I want to make sure when you leave a session with me that you feel excited about the next step and not walking out. Like I've heard stories from my clients. They're like, I left the psychic and I was even worse than I began.
Yeah.
I felt even more terrified. I felt even sadder than I was initially. And that just breaks my doggone heart, you know. And I've had my share, because being in the industry, I want to see what other styles are out there. And I've really had some interesting things. The curse thing is my number one, just irritation. And then people just preying on that fear, like praying, oh, they really want this person so bad, so let's see how long I can keep you in this web. If you find yourself going to a psychic and there's always something more you have to do. Yeah. There's always a new like spell thing that you have to do or thing you have to purchase to give them. Because I've heard some stuff about like, go buy a white candle and then give me $300. Now you have to go buy twigs or whatever and then come give me $100. It's like a scavenger hunt that is constantly leading you further and further away from yourself. So be mindful. Don't just settle for what they are saying. Do your research, because you know, we have such smart people, but they're in this vulnerable space and it gets cloudy, it gets hazy. So we understand that, but definitely do your own research, because it makes me so sad to hear these stories. But my biggest takeaway from all of this is, you know, open-heartedness, because the people that come in with this irritability or a sense of control, like they want to dictate the flow of the session, like say it like this, or well, I need to know it like this. And it's like, I'll keep your money. I'm not reading for someone who has that entitlement, that aggressive energy, because now we're exchanging energy. I'm pulling on yours. I leave with that. There's an exchange happening. And that's why we're so tactful about teaching you guys how to prep yourself before the session. Wipe your eyes. Don't come to us with, you know, those tears in your eyes, because it is like a distraction. I'd rather my client get themselves together, take a moment to wipe their face and stuff. Not saying that tears don't happen throughout, but we'll have sometimes clients come like, oh my God, like I'm such in this, and it's like, anything I say right now, you're not going to hear.
Right.
You're too emotional. You're not going to hear it. You're not going to really take it in. So just take a beat, take a moment, you know, allow the tears to fall, get your center, and then we'll be there to provide for you all that you need. But we're not a crutch. We're not your emotional crutch. We're just here to provide aid for you to create the life that you desire, because everything that I teach, I've done, and I'm excited about it. Like, I want to help you guys live your freaking best lives. And I've gone through some really, really low lows, and I can empathize with that. But I know, and I remember me in the shoes of someone who was desperate to hear the yes, desperate to know it'll be okay. I'll get the job. I'll get to move, all of these things. But then when I started to learn from my mentors, you can create this. It was way more impactful, you know, versus listening to the fortune telling style of a reading. Yeah.
The last thing I have to confess is just be honest and be honest when you're coming in for a reading, because there have been times where I've had clients either try to change a name or maybe use a middle name, or they just don't disclose very important information.
Like
they're married. They blocked me. Oh, I'm married and whatever else, you know. And then what happens is I can read on the energy, yes, but there's still a level of a fogginess there where I just have this feeling like something's missing, something's being left out.
Something's being hidden.
And then it confuses me. And I can't give you the full 100% guidance you need, because I just have this unresolved feeling coming through me that something is off. And so you get more out of your reading when you're honest, when you're truthful.
Yeah.
And if you're fearful of disclosing that out of embarrassment of your situation or being judged or something, but then that's also a red flag and an indication to you that maybe there's something off about your situation that you need to reconsider in the first place. So be upfront, be honest. We will tell you the truth. And to get the full honest spectrum of things, we have to have, well, we don't have to, but the more details you give, the more we can give you honest answers based on the actual facts and what's really happening. Rather than that unresolved, something's off.
Or if I start pulling for something, and because I had a client, I pulled the card. I'm happy this client was honest, but I pulled the cards and I saw that this person was paying for sex, period. You know what I mean? Paying for prostitutes. And it's like, do what you do. But if I'm pulling on that and that's what I read, that could be a little bit tricky, right? Like confirming that, oh yeah, that's the situation. But luckily this person was honest. So when people, I'll say something or I'll affirm it, and I've had people straight up lie to me, like, no, there's not another party involved, or no, that didn't. Okay, so why are you here? Why are you here? Because if we can't get to the core of it, I can't do my job, my calling, which is to help. I want to help. Like the judgment part, I understand people on the streets or wherever, you're not going to find that with me. Like I have heard it all. We've done things from people all around the world. At this point, it's way too many to count. So you have a safe space with us, and I think that's a big thing. Like trust your psychic. And if you feel like you cannot trust them, you can't keep it funky, you can't keep it 100, find someone who you can keep it real with, because that's the only way that you'll get your healing. You'll get that next level awakening that you're looking for.
Yeah. Oh, that reminds me too. That if you think you know better, then again, why are you here?
Yeah.
I had a client the other day, I've read twice so far. Each time I keep seeing that this person is sexually involved with new people.
Yeah.
They're not together, but she's still holding on. And she's like, that's not true. That can't be true. You told me that last time and it wasn't true. My child would tell me if he was dating somebody. Don't you know people are capable of keeping secrets? So are you the psychic now?
Yeah, I know.
Are you the psychic?
And then why do you keep coming back to Erika? Like this is the thing, it's like you'll have this struggle, the clients that I'll give them a second chance. Like, okay, they were difficult the first time and maybe they understood, because they'll come back and say it came true. Shoot, let me humble myself. But then they'll still have the same wall up the second time. Like, no. I'm like, refer to the first session, please. We have big hearts. We're here to just rock it with you guys. We're not above anyone, but we're here with this channeling ability that we want to share, and we want you guys to get the most of it. So use us in the best way possible by just dropping that guard and just being raw, being real, and recognizing that, people lie. So you're about to put trust in someone who is being sneaky over someone who has no vested interest. I'm just here to go ahead and give you what I'm saying.
We get no benefit out of giving bad news to you guys. It's
awkward sometimes. Like, I don't want that. I would love to give good news. I would love for every reading to be like, yes, you guys are getting married. Yes, the money, how much you want? $1 million? Yes, it's coming. I would love that. But it's not the case always. But we can build plans together to get you closer to your goals as long as you're receptive. All right. All right, guys, that was some of our little tea. I woke up like, we should do an episode on just like a little bit of a venting, you guys seeing what we're experiencing and seeing how to get the best out of your sessions. And to some, it may seem like, oh, like it's such a cool, easy job. It's
responsibility.
Intense. It's responsibility, and those energies stay on us and they're with us. So we have so much pride and care for everyone that we take the time to read for. So do your research.
We love y'all.
We love you. Thank you, Vibers, for tuning in today. We look forward to our next episode. And leave your comments below. Share this video with someone who you think it could benefit. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.